Hello, good morning. This is Sharon from Everything Beautiful. Today I want to show you this little valance that I did, and it's yellow and white as you can see, and it has a jabot here and it has one to the other side. With this one, what I did was cut a piece of fabric, a straight piece of fabric, maybe about 2.5 or 3 inches wide, and just baste it or stitch it to the end of the jabot. And of course, first I should say, you take your measurement for your window and you decide how you're going to divide it up. This is actually carrying 3 swags and they're flat swags, okay? So that's what you do first. So we have 2 jabots, one to the right and one to the left. Also in the center here we have a swag. So this is one, the flat swag. It is a half circle here, okay, to the other end, okay, of the valance itself without the jabot. And whatever measurement I got, I multiply that by 2. Say for instance you got 15 inches or 30 inches, you're going to multiply that by 2, which will give you 60 inches. Don't have to use all of that, you know, depending on how deep your valance, your pleats are going to be, and the type fabric that you'll be using. If the fabric is very heavy, you don't want to pleat that deep, so you don't want to multiply by 3. So I just pleat it, okay. Pleats are not that deep as you can see, and when I pleat it, I gave it an arch, so I have the sides here longer, and as you can see, this center here is a little bit shorter. So that's the shape of it. Hope you can see it. Okay, so that's how I ended up with that shape. So, and here is the other side of it. Please remember that you can line all of this, so you could actually line this if you choose to, depending on the type of fabric you're using, and these also you would line. So you would have your decorative fabric, which is this, and the lining or the facing, so you would have on the other side. So instead of having 3 pieces, you would actually have 6 pieces, okay? So remember that all these, as I said before, can be lined, and it depends on the type of fabric that you're using, because some fabric are very thick, tapestry, and some. So I can actually hear someone asking how this is finished. So with this, what you do, you put your border at the bottom and stitch it right along and serge, and then for the sides you actually just fold it over like this and stitch both sides. For this, you would have another piece just like this, and you turn it to the wrong side and stitch the entire thing right around. Give it some notches, okay, notches, okay. So when you turn in it, it's easy to turn, so you turn it to the right side, okay, and iron it. And likewise, this piece, just the same, you have the other piece, okay. So the facing or the liner, so what you do, you stitch it right around just the same, from here to there, and you slit, turn it over freely, just little slits, and you put it side there. And for the pleats, you would have this fabric double, so you double, okay, just the same. Everything has 2 pieces, if depending on the type of fabric you're using, and you'd stitch right along, come back here, go right along to the other side, little slits again, turn it over and form your pleats. And to assemble the entire thing, it's all about layering, as I said, with these drapes and so forth. Everything is done individually, and then you just put it together. So I'm just going to do one side. So here you have it. So you place that onto that, and then you put this to the other side. Okay, you place your pleats on top. Okay, and you add your rug pocket there, and it is complete. So I hope you have a better understanding. As I said, this is really for the beginner, so I hope you have a better understanding how to assemble it. And half circle is okay. So I'm just going to roughly cut one for you. So this is what a half circle is, and I'm just doing it freehand. Okay, so there you are. And to get the two yellow pieces that you would put on the white, all you need to do is to place this on top. So you're going to place the full half circle on top of your other fabric, your decorative fabric, and you're going to just cut along. And here I'm going to cut the center. Okay, and what I like to do, I like to curve mine. So I'm going to curve it so you can see. So here it is. Okay, so I'm going to curve it. Should curve here. Shouldn't have a point. That's the way it should be. And that's the way it should be. Okay, so when you see, this is what we're trying. And here I will be cutting the fabric for the pleats. Okay, so remember, you're going to double the width of your valance from here to here. So if you got 20 or 15, it's going to be 30 or 40. Okay, so that's what you have for the pleats. And as I said, it doesn't even have to be so much, because the pleats doesn't have to be so, overlap, you know. So this is what you do. And I just cut mine freehand, but if you're having problem with cutting it, and I cut it first, and when I form my pleats, I actually shape it again. So this is 4.5 in the middle. So for instance, it's about 4.5 in the middle. So as you go along, what you would do, you would go a little lower, go a little lower, go a little lower. So at the end here, we're seeing 6 inches. So I'm going to stay with the 6 inches there. So it's like this. And I'm just eyeballing it. So that is what you would use for the pleats. And as I said, when you finish forming your pleats, what you do, so you form your pleats, okay? And if you find that, you know, it's out of shape down the bottom, like it's not even, you just trim it nicely. Okay, so